Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the Super Kai Guy channel. Today I will do a quick review of the ThinkScan Plus S5 and compare it to the big brother ThinkScan Plus S7. Is it worth the money or should you skip the S5 and get the S7 instead? Let's find out. But before that, let's see what comes in the box. Obviously it comes with the device itself and both of them come in the same box, right? This is S5, that's S7, so they look pretty much the same. Now, what is the actual difference, right? So if we switch to the back, this is where we can look into the features. On the left side here, all of the stuff is the same. So as you can see, all of the items that are listed is pretty much the same because these scanners do a lot of the same features. Now on the S5, what you get is 4 different supported systems. You get the ECM, which is the engine control module, TCM, transmission control module, ABS, so obviously braking, and SRS, which is the airbag system. Okay, so these are the special functions, or not the special functions, but the supported systems on this scanner, which is 4 of them, right? Now, if we take a look at the same spot on the S7, you get the same 4 items, but you also get BCM, which is body control module, AC, obviously air conditioning, and IC, which is the instrument cluster. So you get 3 more modules that you can scan on the S7 compared to the S5. Also, on the S7, you get the 5 free optional software choices for the maintenance and reset functions. I'll talk a little bit more about that once we're in the car and kind of see, tell you what that means exactly. Just a picture on here, and then you have information on the left side here. So it tells you it's 5 inches, 854 by 480 pixels. It has a small built-in battery, and those are the working temperatures. All right. Now, you also get your Type C, I believe it's Type C plug or cable. Really, really well written manual. So the same as the S7. Like I said, it has very similar functionality. So it tells you in here basically how to use most of the features. And of course, you get the device itself. The device is identical. Physically, it's identical, right? So other than it's saying S5 instead of S7, it's exactly the same. You have the same screen, beautiful screen, very nice, high quality screen. We have nice rubbery, rugged exterior here, so if you drop it, nothing's gonna happen. Now let's go plug this into a car and see the functionality, and I'll tell you more about the differences between the S5 and the S7. Alrighty guys, we're in my car now and I just plugged it in. It takes about a minute for it to turn on since this is Android, but I don't think that's a problem at all. First thing that I noticed right away is that you have your battery voltage right at the top there, so that's pretty cool. Not a lot of scanners will allow you to do that, but this one does. You can of course kind of pull the menu down and you'll have your Wi-Fi. You can do screen recording, you can do screen capture, as in like screenshots, and you can rotate the display as well, and you can adjust your brightness. So that's pretty nice as well. And then of course you have your main menu. Here you can see scan, OBD, maintenance and services, think file, think store, repair info, update, and settings. So let's start with the easy ones first. Settings, what can you do in the settings? Well, here it just tells you your serial number, the systems that are supported on this device. So like I said, the 4 systems, ACM, TCM, ABS, and SRS. You can turn on or turn off screenshots, photo album. So here you can go and check out the screenshots that you have taken on the device. Screen recorder, same thing. Network, so you can connect to your Wi-Fi for updates. Brightness, so the same as pulling it down. Units of measure, metric or imperial. Language, time zone, firmware fix. So that's if you're having issues with it connecting properly, you can run that. And of course, you can clear all of the data when you and reset it when you sell it or you give it to somebody else. Okay, all right. So let's go back, and then of course you have update. So if you go to update, you can see all of the software that you are able to update in here. And in my case, I already updated everything, but I don't know, it took probably 40 minutes or so, but BMW being the biggest one, it has like 660 megabytes of data, so it took a while, but there's a lot of different modules in here, and you don't have to update all of them at the same time. So let's start with scan. We're going to click on scan, and as I mentioned, this device can do 4 different modules in here. So you're not going to be able to see every single module for every single car, but you will be able to scan those 4, the ones that I mentioned, the ECM, TCM, ABS, and SRS. Okay, so it's going to take a second for it to figure out what car this is and scan everything and get us the information. Of course, we can do manual select, so if you want to select your car manual, you can do that. If not, you can click automatically search, and then we'll do that for you, and it'll pop up telling us what the car is, the mileage, some other information. That all looks good, so I'm going to hit next. And here we have 2 different options. We have health report and system scan. They're similar in a way, but let me show you the difference. Health report, once we go in, all it's going to do is going to scan the entire system and tell you what kind of issues or codes you have on each module. It's not going to ask you for which module do you want to scan or anything like that. It will just do the whole thing on its own. And basically at the end, what you can do is generate a report, a PDF, and send it over to a customer or to yourself or whatever you want to send it to, right? So here we can take a look. Okay, looks like everything looks fine on this car, no big issues. We're going to click on report. It's going to generate that report. I'm using Wi-Fi from my phone, so I hope it's good enough, but yeah, seems like it's great. So as you can see, you have this QR code right here. So if you're to scan this QR code, it's going to pull up this PDF, so this entire report on your phone, which is awesome. I really like that. So here we can go to each and individual module, right? So you can see, and it tells you all the information, if there's any codes on it and stuff like that. Go in here, we can go to the engine module, right? So we can see if there's any issues on here. And if there were, you would see it under the DTC quality or quantity, right? So under the codes. All right. But the awesome thing is that you have this QR code and you can send it to somebody. You can also generate a PDF, so you can save it basically to the device itself in the file menu that we saw in the main menu. All right, so it saved the whole thing, and then we can review it later. Of course, we can also send it via email. So you can just put an email in and then send it to somebody. And we can also, if we go back to the report, share it to, like through Bluetooth, so probably to another Android device or a laptop, or email. Pretty cool for, especially if you're helping somebody else with a car. Now, the next option is going to be system scan. I'm going to click on that. And this is where we can see those 4 supported systems. All right, so it only took a couple of seconds. Like I said, it only can do 4 different systems. That doesn't mean it's only going to do 4 different modules. It could be a lot more depending on the car. As an example here, we have 2 ECM modules, so 2 engine modules, the DME and the DME2. This is a V8, so this car has a lot of modules and all of that stuff. You also have the same stuff for the transmission and your EPB, the electrical parking brake, and ABS and junction boxes. So when you say 4 systems, it doesn't sound like a lot, but look at all the modules that it scanned. That's a lot. That's a lot of different modules in here, I'll tell you that much. So let's pick one as an example. We're going to go to the transmission one, just because I normally don't pick that one. So let's see what it can show us. Here you can read your faults, if there's any faults in that module. Of course, this one doesn't have anything, and you can clear those as well. To be specific, or to be clear, these are BMW specific fault codes, which is very important and a lot easier to troubleshoot. We can also read live data, and this is a big plus in these smart scanners. You can read live data directly from the module. So we can do, let's say, gear indicator, right? We can see all this stuff, click OK. And it's going to tell us, okay, so transmission is gear 6 and in parking position, which it is. All right, we can go back. And of course, you can do reports and record the data everywhere that you go in here. Let's look at some operating values. We're going to click OK. So this is the information that the transmission module receives from the engine and other modules in order to, properly do whatever it needs to do. So as you can see, the engine temperature is 192, the engine torque as last recorded, obviously, all of this, and wheel speed, all the stuff that it needs to do its thing. All right, let's go back. Not the best thing. All right, these are pretty cool as well. You can see different actuation tests in here. not actual, you cannot actually actuate anything, but what you can do is, if I press the brake pedal, see, it says operated. So you can look at live data as it's happening. So pretty cool. And you can see like kick down. So when you see, when you press the gas pedal and you press the little button at the end, that's the kick down button, and you can see all of that stuff in here. So if you're troubleshooting a sensor or a button or a whatever it may be, seeing this live data is very, very important. If you need to see more modules, this is where you would upgrade to the S7. All right, we're going to go all the way back. And one thing to mention here, these are all the cars that are supported, or the makes of cars that are supported. Of course, it's pretty much anything that's OBD2 and newer, so 1996 and up. Some countries it was later on, so please check, make sure your car is supported. But here are all of the brands. All right, and here where you see OBD and IM, that's the same option as right here. So I'll show you that in a minute, just because I think it's not as cool as the other one. Let's go to the maintenance and services. So when we go in here, it's empty, right? So here I'm going to talk a little bit. Similar to the S7, you don't have to pay for special functions you don't need, which I like. This is more of a subscription type deal. You can download any of the 28 special functions for $30 each per year. Now that does sound like, you know, they're trying to get money out of you, but not really. So if we go to ThinkStore, these are all of the 28 repair, maintenance, special functions, whatever you want to call them, that are available on this device. These are the same functions that are available on the S7. But on the S7, you get 5 functions for free. You're paying over $100 more for the scanner, but you get 5 of those for free. In case you don't need, you know, those 5 functions up front, or you don't think you would actually need, you know, more than 1 or 2 in general, this is the scanner to get then. So what you can do is, you know, you just buy the one you need. So if all you do is like brakes, right? So you do brake bleeding or whatever, you just buy the ABS bleeding module, you pay your $30, and that's it. And that's all you have to do. Like, it's gonna renew every year, but it's only $30. So it's, you know, in the long run, you're saving if you're using less of these special functions. Of course, if you need 10 of them, yeah, go ahead and buy the S7, because you already get 5 for free and you'll have to purchase 5, or even get the Think Tool Mini, I believe. That one has a lot more, but of course it's probably like 4 times as expensive as this scanner. All right, but these are all of the special functions you can purchase to use. If you'd like to see me use one of these functions and see how easy it is to purchase and add it to your system, go ahead and check out the S7 review. I go through, you know, getting a special function and showing you how it works. All right, let's go back and now finally check out OBD. So this is the standard functionality that a lot of scanners can do. Nothing special to this device or anything, but this does do a good job and it's pretty quick. But now while it's loading, let's talk about some of the pros. What are the good things about this device? Well, you can share reports via the QR code, which is easily scannable by pretty much any smartphone, and then it can be opened up, you know, on your browser in the phone. You can email it, you can do whatever you want. I like that a lot. It's also a modern scanner with very easy updatable and upgradable software, so no need to connect to a computer at all. And I also really like the voltage that shows up in the corner here. Just because it's useful to make sure you don't accidentally, you know, mess up your car and like have the battery die while you're playing around and resetting codes and things like that. All right, so it gives you a little bit of information once it scans the car. We're going to click OK. And here are all the options within OBD or OBD2 functionality. So here you have your IM readiness. This is to check if your car is ready to pass emissions. So we're going to select one of them. It's going to scan it, and it shows you which module is ready and which one isn't. So looks like everything's ready on this side. Okay, so we can go back on this. You have your live data. This is pretty cool. This is live data, but this is not BMW specific live data. These are the PIDs that are available to be scanned from the standard protocols. So as an example, we can pick a couple of them, click OK, and you would get to see that live data as you would on a lot of scanners. The cool thing here is that you can graph them. So if you just press that little graph icon, it'll graph it for you, and it's pretty quick. Of course, you can also, graph this if you want. You can select multiple ones and graph them as well. So that's very helpful for, doing this kind of stuff. What else can you do in here? Of course, you can read and clear your standard OBD codes. And that's about it for the OBD2 functionality. Let's go back and see if there's anything else that we have missed. I don't think there is, but we can check out the Think tool. So if we go in here, you can see those 2 reports that I have saved. So we can go into BMW and we have that full report once again. No, you don't have to scan it again. You have all of that information again. And you can email it, save it to PDF, and do all that stuff. And you can go by PDF or reports or PDF that you saved manually. If you go back, well, that's about it. I mean, you can go to ThinkStore and you can see all of those maintenance items that we saw earlier, but it's the same information as we had in the previous menu, so nothing new there. Well, guys, that's about it for this video. I really appreciate you watching. If you'd like to purchase one of these yourself on Amazon, check out the links for the S5 and the S7. They're both great scanners depending on what you need. If you'd like to leave a comment, please go ahead and do so below as well. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. If I didn't make the difference clear, do ask your questions and I will clarify whatever is confusing to you. Like the video for more car related videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one.